Scandal after scandal, News 13 has detailed a long list of systemic issues within CYFD that have led to things like kids sleeping in state office buildings and even children dying after the department intervened. A year ago, the governor created a council of child welfare professionals meant to share insight and recommend policy changes to improve the many problems within CYFD. This council was the governor's solution after shooting down a bill that would have created independent oversight of the agency. That was something state lawmakers from both sides of the aisle supported. Now, 1 year later, Ann Perrette asks what the council has done in a KRQE investigation.
I had high hopes for this.
Hopes her perspective and input mattered, and she could impact real systemic change within CYFD.
I feel like every email I send is just sent to junk.
Barbara Yale tells me serving on the department's Policy Advisory Council feels meaningless.
This policy council that I'm on is full of wonderful people with wonderful ideas, and we have all shared our ideas so many times. And the people who are supposed to be listening and making the decisions have not done a single thing that we have suggested.
Yale runs the nonprofit Lighthouse Foster and Adoption Support in Roswell. As a former foster mom who frequently works with her local CYFD office, she says she was excited to get the chance to make a difference when the governor appointed her to the council a year ago. But
they have asked for our advice. It's a policy advisory council, and we have given them advice solutions. And they have not done them. And it is on them that this stuff is happening.
Like kids still sleeping in offices and overwhelmed staff forced to call police when the behavior of those kids gets out of hand. Issues Roswell's CYFD office has dealt with for months.
We have offered some suggestions, like I said in the past, about helping retain and recruit more foster families. Same as with staff, like we've offered solutions to help improve their staff retention.
Is any of that being listened to?
It does not feel like it.
At the council's first meeting, the only one open to the public, then acting CYFD Secretary Teresa Casados made it clear she wouldn't tell them what to do, but hoped the council would focus on those two things, retaining and recruiting both CYFD staff and foster families.
They are really designated to help drive the policy that we create within the organization to make sure that it works for people. So they'll be working very closely with the department in helping us to drive the changes that we're making.
But are they doing that?
I think, a lot of the work that we've been done has been on the transformation.
That's Yale's frustration, explaining while they have monthly meetings, those consist of the secretary reporting what she and the department's transformation team have done or already plan to do, then asking members what they think.
It's a conversation that I'm having also now that I'm more as a permanent secretary here in the department, is really how do we increase the communication with the advisory council so that it's more of information coming from them on solutions as opposed to me just reporting out to them on what we're doing on the transformation.
So what's the point of the advisory council?
That's a good question.
A question we wanted to ask of the person who created the council, Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham. After a month and a half of sending more than 15 emails and phone calls requesting an interview, the governor's staff told us she wasn't available, despite the fact that she did multiple interviews with other media outlets during that time. In the end, the governor's office sent a statement, not from the governor, but one of her staffers. So we let them know we would show up to one of her next press conferences to get our answers. Since the governor created this council with a veto and executive order, we felt we had an obligation to have our viewers hear directly from her.
Hi, Governor. Ann Perrette with KRQE. I've been trying to get an interview actually for the last month and a half.
I'm busy.
On the CYFD Policy Advisory Council. Would you have time to do one now?
I can answer a question. You can do it right now. Okay, 30 seconds. I've got another interview.
Knowing the council hasn't produced any reports with policy change suggestions since its creation, I asked, what has it achieved?
The fact that we're making sure that contracting with foster parents, doing the training, engaging in any number of other activities, including making sure that we're catching up on protective services, doing the forensic work to understand what those problems are, all of that got supported by the Advisory Council.
The governor spent the next minute and a half listing goals for CYFD.
But that's specific.
They've hired more. Yes, the council's job isn't to. What do you think the Advisory Council would do?
I've heard from council members that they don't feel that they're being listened to, that their emails are going to junk, that nothing that they are suggesting regarding kids sleeping in offices, things like that.
We're building a whole. I disagree.
Okay.
And if we get an individual that feels that way, we'll do more for that individual. But one individual doesn't get to micromanage a department by virtue of being an Advisory Council member. And not every piece of advice is taken by every legislator, everyone.
What's keeping you still on it?
Hope.
Ann Perrette, KRQE investigates.
When questioned by lawmakers in January, CYFD Secretary Teresa Casado said there hasn't been a council report yet because her focus has been, as you heard there, is on reorganizing the department, and that she also needs to fill 3 vacant positions on the council. The department issued a statement saying the council is not required to give lawmakers anything. But Secretary Casado told them to expect a report within the next few months.